Guys, thanks for joining me. I am going to do a hair video today because I have a new product. I actually saw it on TikTok shop. I saw Brandis, if you know Brandis. She's really funny, and she was talking about these Velcro rollers that are used with no heat. These are from a brand called Calista, and actually they were shipped through QVC, and you can go to QVC's website and see a whole presentation on these too. But it's a pack of rollers. They appear to be your typical Velcro roller. At a glance, I'm not sure how they're different from any other Velcro roller I have, but their whole selling point is that you use these heatless, and they sell it with a special spray called Embellish, our non-aerosol flexible hairspray that enhances texture, sets your style, and locks in all day hold. So the combination of those two things, you let these sit in your hair, and apparently you get a lot of great body. There were a couple of sizes that these were sold in. Like if you have ultra short hair, they had a smaller sized roller. I could have gone with those, but I went for the more large volumizing. There's a slightly smaller roller inside each, but I just thought these might be good for getting some volume and like something I could quickly do before I sit down and shoot a video if they end up working. But this is my first time trying them, and I thought it would be fun to try it together. So the set came with the bag, the rollers. There is a set of clips here, which is nice, and the spray as well. There's not a little clippy thing for every roller, but there are 6 of them here. So yeah, let's try this out, my friends. What I'm first gonna do is grab a little section right here, and I'm in my wider angle shooting with my phone just because I thought I might need that. I don't know. So grabbing my first section, I am going to spritz a little bit first. The instructions say you could do it before or after it's in the roller. I'm going to take my largest roller and just pull it down here. It does feel like it's in there pretty well. Like I wouldn't absolutely have to do a clippy, but I think I might. Okay, that one's in. I've had a lot of experience with Velcro rollers. In fact, one of my earlier videos that really took off on my channel was all about Velcro rollers. I was back in the apartment, and there was a girl on Dancing with the Stars, actually. Her name's Peta. You might be familiar with her. She's amazing. And I remember on Twitter years ago, she had told me, I found your videos through the Velcro rollers. Again, I wouldn't absolutely have to clip that, but I'm going to on top of my head. So again, this is the size difference with this set. You're getting 9 of this size and 9 of this size, and they nest in with each other. And I'm just going to continue putting these on. I think I'll take a couple big ones. And I will say, even though I own a lot of Velcro rollers, some of them stick in my hair worse than others. So it's kind of nice to have a fresh set, but also I like that these are all contained in a bag, because storage with those can be kind of bulky and bunglesome. So this will be nice if I end up liking this method and I want to travel with them too. So I'm pulling out a section like that. I'm going to spray it, maybe spray the underside. I imagine since my hair is so straight, whatever volume I have might end up being kind of short-lived with this set, just because there is, again, no heat. But I don't know, I don't know if the spray is going to end up doing something really phenomenal. But I feel like for my length of hair, I have a shot with this kind of product. Generally speaking, with my hair, I would just say I'm going to go with larger rollers up around my crown, and then the slightly smaller sizes I get lower. But they're not having any problem even without the clip. And I really don't think it's going to take the whole set either. So I've done all this so far. I'm going to try to just get around the bottom with 3 rollers, 1 on each side and 1 in the back. I don't really have that much hair here, and I think it's going to work. And I'm just trying to be practical for what I'd be willing to do day to day, which is not the whole case worth of rollers. And with these, I think I am going to pull in one of the little clips, which they're pretty clips. So when you're putting in one of those clips, you kind of feel it come along your scalp like it's pulling that roller tighter to your scalp. And seeing how large these rollers are, by the way, we're not expecting, oh gosh, that part really isn't wanting to even go around it. Maybe I should have gotten the smaller size roller. I'm putting this clip in a little differently because I have hair that's actually wanting to come out of that roller. But with this look, we're not going to be expecting curls. We're expecting volume and shape because these are some big rollers. But I hope it works. I hope it does well. I'm putting in the last one right back here at my neck, basically. This one extra clippy. There we go. I put a couple clips, one to like keep all the hair on it and one to keep it in tighter to my head. But these feel super duper light. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left over. So that means I've got 10 on my head right now. I'm gonna let them stay there while I do my makeup and we will see how it turns out. All right, friends, I've done my makeup. My rollers have been in for about 25 minutes now. And I'll let you know what's on my face today. If you're interested, I used my new Wet n Wild Prime Focus Clingy Primer. By the way, I was wearing that yesterday for the first time in that Walgreens haul, and my makeup did wear pretty well all day, I will say. That long-wearing Rimmel lip color too, the Lasting Mega Matte, did very well also. Really even wear, and when it did wear down, like it didn't look like a rim around my lips, but it wasn't quick to wear down by any means. Like it made it through most of the day. So anyway, that primer, I'm using up my L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I keep saying I'm about done with it, but there's still enough in the bottom and I got a pump that goes all the way down. So light 2-3 there, my True Match Serum Concealer, which is a little bit lighter of a concealer, but I think it looks pretty on my skin. Light C1. Set with my new Wet n Wild Soft Pink Powder. If you're like, whoa, what's that? Check the Walgreens haul. Laura Geller, the best of the best Baked Full Face Basics palette. I'm wearing all of this. So bronzer, blush, highlighters, the French Vanilla, and a little splash of the more shimmery one, and then those eyeshadows as well. That's the eye look. For mascara, I popped on the L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal, which is nicely lengthening, I think, but just still going pretty light with eye makeup these days. Maybe stepping my way into normal life again. Revlon Color Stay Lip Liner in Nude, topped with the Physicians Formula Butter Tinted Lip Conditioner in, I think it's called Brazilian Berry. Yeah, really shiny. Love the feel, love the scent. These are great. But now, moment of truth, we're going to take out the rollers. So I'm getting my little bag handy again. Let's start down here. So no heat, just the little spray. I'm going to clip these back on the card. I was watching the QVC presentation video and they said, like, they're talking about the loop technology. Okay, we got a little bend there. Like all the little loops and how these are softer than most rollers. To me, by looks, I think every Velcro pretty much loops, does it not? Looks like tiny loops going all around. I thought that was how all Velcro rollers are. Maybe I haven't been paying close enough attention, but they're coming out pretty well. But keep in mind, I also put that spray in, which may or may not make a few of these a little resistant to coming out. I have very fine hair. Okay, getting some bend, getting some shape. That's all we're really going for with this big size. Like I said, it's not going to be spiral curls. It's going to be about kind of directing the hair, getting a little smoother look with it all. These are really nice clips. You know, I'm liking the idea of just popping in a roller, like some Velcro rollers as I do my makeup and not even having to mess with any heat. Although I could use a hot roller set pretty easily too, but there's something about just the ability to bop these in. Somehow I've got a little more kink in that one. Lift at the root, confirmed. I'm keeping track of every one of these clips. Like I said, these are nice little clips. Okay, whole set back in the zip around pouch. And one thing I'm going to do is tip my head over and kind of just work my fingers into my roots and just get all those sections worked out a little bit. Just judging by the way my hands felt in my hair, like I may have applied that spray a little inconsistently, like sometimes got the root, sometimes kind of got it on the length of the hair. But look, I have a nice shape to things that I don't normally wake up with. I'm wondering, like, should I have gotten the smaller size roller? Even so, I don't think that would have given me a lot of curl. I think I need to focus on volume and overall shape with the style that I have. Should I finish with a little of this hairspray? Watch out, biscuits down there. I don't know that that's so much a finishing spray as a styling spray. Again, that's called Embellish. But I would have to say this is pretty good for no heat and just sitting in my hair while I did my makeup. Didn't take long to put in. I could see me just even putting a few at the crown to kind of take care of, you know, that like bed head kind of, or a lot of times I'm showering before bed and then you wake up and it's like not looking perfectly smooth. So I'm really content with what I've ended up with. Are these so different from any other Velcro roller? I've seen a lot of Velcro rollers. In fact, I have a couple random ones just sitting right here. I mean, these are looped as well. Do they feel as soft as these? Like, they're about like any Velcro roller I've seen. I would say the advantage here is kind of the convenience factor and the way they've packaged them all so nicely to where you could easily travel with these Velcro rollers. I could totally feel that the spray gave my fine hair some added texture, which it can always use. And it was truly even more rollers than I needed. Like, I only used 10 of them in my hair today. Sometimes I do struggle with like just getting a curling iron around to the back and making it all look how I want it to look, and this was pretty darn easy. So don't be surprised in future makeup videos if you see me sitting here with some pink Velcro rollers in my hair, waiting to take them out at the end, because I do feel like this simplified my life quite a bit today. If you've tried this kit, I would like to know your feedback. Keep in mind this is my first time using it, and I may develop some tips and tricks in terms of using the spray or just the way I put them in on my particular head of hair, but I would love to know your take in the comments section, and I will see you guys again very soon. I love you. Bye.